To the north, that's Lake St. Clair. And right at the tip of that white square, you can almost see the outflow of actually the Thames River, where I ice fish. And you can see a little plume of soil coming out of there. They linked the DNA at the mouth of that river with the DNA in Lake Erie. When I started down this path, the lobbying group, the Ontario Federation of Agriculture, told me that Ontario farmers are not contributing to this problem. And I started shaking my head. And I'm going, why do we have to stick our head in the sand? Why can we not be invested in a possible solution? Because I know myself, I would much rather be seen as being part of the solution than being accused as being part of the problem. As farmers, I think we can all agree upon that, right? And as farmers, as our voice gets quieter and quieter and quieter, we all know that we're being asked to carry a larger percentage of the weight of responsibility, right, wrong, or otherwise. And when I saw that algae bloom that my brother-in-law made me aware of, because he lives just adjacent to where the wastewater treatment facility is, and he spends copious amounts of time in the summer on the lake because he's a school teacher and he has his 2 months off in the summer to go sailing and windsurfing and all this stuff. He says, Blake, there's paint on my lake, green paint. I said, what the hell are you talking about? I don't live on the lake. I don't know what you're referring to. I'm out there working. I don't have my toes in the sand. So he directed me to the article in the Detroit Free Press, and sure as shit, that's where it was. Sorry about my French. And I said, so right down there, I thought, wow, like am I just part of the problem to this? Is this my responsibility? Is this my impact? Is this the impact that my farm is creating on this environment that we all benefit from? And like Albert Einstein said, those who have the privilege to know have the duty to act. So this is our farm today, 1,300 acres, corn, soybeans, winter wheat, cereal rye, and an extensive use of cover crops. This is our soil type, old glacial lake bottom. How many people in the room like to call this soil their own? Show of hands. You know, this is the same response. I ask this question every time I present. Put up this slide, and that's the same response I get every time. How many people would like to give this to their wife in a divorce settlement? Is this your wife? How many people would like to give this to their wife in a divorce settlement? Or their sibling in an equalization payment? Sadly, that's our soil type. This is the neighbor's farm, right beside our property line. And they still like to use the moldboard plow. In Ontario, there is a cross-section of soils like you'll find anywhere else in the world, right? Not everybody is blessed to farm soil like we have, this Brookston clay. There's some really offensive soils in Ontario, high-yielding, high-productive soils. The sad thing is I don't own any of them. Okay? I'm blessed to have this. I'm a fifth-generation farmer, as stated earlier, and I think the old horse got stuck in the mud and said, no longer, we're not going any further, and that was it. And so there we are, mired in this geography. Sadly, the farmers then would take that moldboard plow, they would drag an angle iron land level over it, or field cultivator, and we'll let the rest all winter. So when the soil's frozen through the winter, and subsoil gets frozen, and then that's coupled by a rapid thaw in the spring, even on flat ground, we get massive rill erosion like this, and there comes that sediment and soil right up into the ditch. And you can see that the soil, or the water rather, is frozen in this picture, so that gives you what sort of time of year it is. And that, again, it's right across the road in another farmer's field. So what do you see when you see this picture? Guys, let's be interactive. What do you see? Okay, what do you see? Dirt. I don't see dirt. I see soil. S-O-I-L, soil. Dirt is a four-letter word that your mother told you never to say. And I'm sure you can name a few of those four-letter words, right? Actually, I see living roots. I joke around and I tell people that my soils are biologically active. They've almost had living biological Viagra there because those root hairs are standing straight up on end. Okay, you got this other type of root coming up the end too. You got nice granular structure there. Cottage cheese, as they say. So the soils are biologically active. That's what we want to see. Why do we get enamored with earthworms, folks? Why do we correlate earthworms with healthy soil? Because it's the one thing that we can visualize. As human beings, we're tangible, right? We're visual learners. In earthworms, we can see most of the things in the soil, and a healthy soil ecosystem require the use of microscopes. So it's Dr. Dwayne Beck. Some of you may have run into Dr. Dwayne Beck or heard him from North Dakota, or South Dakota rather, where he works on a big research farm that's owned by a collection of farmers. And he got me to think, he said, Blake, what's your native vegetation? Well, it's Carolinian hardwood forest. He says, well, does the tree every year put on additional wood, additional lignin? Yes. Does it produce seed? Yes. He says, well, that means you've got water, and you've got lots of it, but it's at depth. He says, you need to figure out a cropping system in order to capture that water. Because if that forest is able to put on additional wood and set seed every year, there's no reason why your crop can't do the same thing. So the confidence of Nuffield allowed me to travel around the world, like I said, and learn from the best of the best. And what I discovered was that no-till, the fact of using a tool, an implement, as it was introduced in North America, was only part of the solution. No-till is a systems approach that was developed in South America to go in hitch step with living, active roots, harnessing the power of biology. And like that forest soil that I came from, it wasn't inundated with a monoculture. It wasn't just a collection of oaks, or maples, or ash, or elm, or the understory plants. And the same thing when we walk across the prairie. You know, it just isn't a single species of grass. There's a mixture of grass and legumes and forbs and all kinds of different things, right? That live there.